Alright, good morning everyone. Yesterday I stopped with the undertail installation. I just got tired of it. This morning I woke up bright and early just to make sure I got the undertail completed. There's a little gap here and here, but that's the best it's gonna get without the subframe modification. Of course, I didn't tie anything down yet because I still have to figure out what color, but there's only a little gap here. Maybe it's after it's tied, maybe it's 1/4 of an inch, but I'm not gonna kill myself over that. But besides that, the tail is on, secure, and I could get on the bike without any fear of dropping it. Now I'm gonna start on the wiring the front. After I do the wires, then I gotta figure out how I want them to run. Since yesterday I took off the major exhaust, I test fitted the shorty GP style muffler. It does have a baffler on it, so we'll see how the bike feels and run after everything is secured and on. Alright, so the tail is on. Just gotta work up front, get the wiring complete, and then after that, everything else should only be cosmetics. The paint, everything else should, well, honestly, the whole project was mostly cosmetic, except for the fork that wasn't straight with the handlebar. So I'm gonna get on the wires and we'll talk in a few. Here we are again with the F2 project. So far, last we spoke, I said I was gonna put together the wiring. So far what I did, the regulator was sitting outside. What I did was I basically switched it around, used the same brackets to bring it inside for the plastic could fit, because as of right now the plastic will fit compared to previously. The plastic would not be able to fit, so I just basically brought it inside, and I might have to cut a little from the bottom of the undertail just to make sure that the regulator clears. With the computer, it used to be suspended right here. I took it and brought it towards the center. I used some tie straps to basically keep it in place, secure. It's not, it as you can see, it's moving a little, but when it was over here, it moved a little too. I'm assuming they don't want it up against the metal too much because the vibration might affect the system. Again, that's my assumption, so I'm trying to leave everything in the same fashion that I found it in. So when it was here, it had the rubber up against the metal. You see the rubber over here, which I've added the rubber again, and it wasn't 100% tight, so I left it in the same facet to make sure that if the reason they left it a little loose was for vibration, that same condition exists with the relocation. Now I'm just sorting out the real wiring, brakes, and etc. I'm about to get the battery, start her up just to make sure that everything still works, then use my voltage regulator to see up front what's power, what's not, because there's a mess up there. So I'm gonna see what's producing power, what's not, to get those under control. Alright, so the next time we speak, I should have gotten that taken care of. The real plastic is off, obviously, so I could work on the bike, get the wiring in order. So, but the rear plastic is finished. It's ready to go. The only thing I really need to do now is consider what color, maybe cut a little for the rectifier, and strap it into place, and he'll be ready to go. I still have not decided how I want the seat to be connected to the frame, but I'm right now considering Velcro straps and tie downs, which I think would make a secure and accessible way to secure the seat onto the frame. Okay, I started her. So I could show that there's a difference between when the short muffler is on and off. So this is not like a straight pipe. Listen carefully. Everything seems to be working fine. The only thing I gotta do now is figure out what wiring is still active and what has power from the cluster that's been mangled. Once I figure all that out, I could figure out how to start wiring stuff like the front bearing and the tail light. Give me a second, I need my hands to pull the tail lights off the rear fender. Sorry about the camera. Yes, we gotta start figuring out which wires for what. I'm assuming blue's probably the remote, yellow power, and black is usually ground, so I'm assuming it's still gonna be the same way. I also have turn signals I'm gonna add to the fairing. So we're gonna see where it goes from here. I have the multimeter ready, and we're gonna get cracking. I'll see you guys in a few. Alright, I've been here about an hour messing with these wires. I'm gonna have to call it quits to refer to the book I have inside. It appears that I'm missing connections, and the connections I'm missing, I don't see any outlet to plug them, so I'm assuming that the connections might have been part of the instrument cluster. I started having a problem with this cable right here. This connection was connected to this wire when I found it. When these two were connected, the rear lights worked. They didn't work thoroughly, but they worked. The horn, the headlight power, nothing else was working. So I started tracing wires, and I noticed that the colors were the same. So I connected these two together. Now the horn is working, and the tail lights not working. So I'm assuming that this power source is for the tail lights, and with that I'd assume this would cover the headlights, because right now I'm not getting any power into the headlights. Again, these are just assumptions, which is not making too much sense to me right now. So I gotta refer to the book to see what's what with these connections, because it's gonna take too long to try to figure how to get power to this thing. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to call it a day, but I did make good progress today, so not too disappointed, but I would have liked to have completed the wires today. But off to research I go. Alright, here I am with the CBR F2 book, trying to figure out what the hell they're talking about. This is the pins. I'm supposed to locate a 3-pin electrical connector containing 3 wires, 1 green, 1 black brown, and 1 blue white. I couldn't find that for anything, so I'm trying to figure out, was I missing connections? One thing I did notice, the way the bike was set up, the owner previously did some modifications, and modifications definitely will not work for me. So I'm showing you guys the literature just in case anybody out here has any ideas, because right now I'm a little stuck on the wiring. Thank you.